Hello, Diane Cox back again. I'm going to do another UK election reading. I've done a few kind of privately for my own interest, and it's very interesting what's coming up. To begin with, earlier, while I was doing them at the end of the week, I was thinking, wow, it's really non-conclusive. I wonder, like I say, if there is going to be a bit of a hung parliament, or there's going to be a surprise, or why isn't there a conclusive outcome here? So what I did today, I thought I'm going to change decks, use my Rider-Waite. This has got reversals in it. I've shuffled the deck. And while I was shuffling, obviously tuning in to the whole election vibe and what's being said, what's not being said, and you know, there's obvious things that go on with elections, aren't there? There's all kinds of, okay, I'll say what while I was shuffling, basically I was like, okay, what's the vibe here? And you know what comes up? And again, you won't be surprised, will you, at this? There's just like a lot of manipulation around this election. There's a lot, well, every election, I think. And it's kind of a lot of deception, a lot of manipulation around this election. And you know what I think? How do we know there's not someone sat somewhere in some secret little room with all the results already in their hands, because that's what they've decided? As they say these days, people are selected, not elected. Anyway, Diane, enough of your political opinions. Let's get on with the reading. So, and the question I asked, just very bluntly, is like, who's going to win the UK election? Okay, that's what I did. Who's going to win the UK election? Now, bearing in mind, the last reading I did, it was Rishi Sunak was the Chariot, Keir Starmer was the Knight of Cups, and Nigel Farage came out as the Queen of Swords, with the significators that I did some work on. So let's see if anything happens. Nothing, if it's conclusive or not. Like I say, this has got reversals in it, this deck, so always quite interesting to see what comes up with that. And without further ado, let us see lettuce sandwiches for lunch. Let us see if there's anything conclusive that comes out with this or not. Again, so significator. See? Now, while I was shuffling it, it was deceit. And this card, the Seven of Swords, you know, the guy is nicking the swords and basically going off. It's a card of kind of having to be stealthy, having to have your wits about you, having to do things that are sometimes underhand in order to get away with doing what you need to do safely. For me, in this reading, it's kind of deceit. There's someone stealing something. Maybe they're stealing votes. Who knows? Someone's stealing something, or someone's sneaking off with the swords of the warriors so they can't fight when they all wake up. And this person, who's paying this person? You know, this is what I always think, follow the money. Who is paying this person to nick those swords? How much money has he been given to manipulate the results of the war by nicking the weapons of the opponents? Who's been nicking the weapons of the opponents, I wonder? Anyway, crossing card. Okay. Crossing card. Someone's been nicking the weapons of the opponents, and then this is the crossing card. Oh, it's all breaking down, isn't it? I've got this card a few times about this election. Everything razed to the ground. What we knew, what has been upheld, what has been traditions and whatever is being broken down. The lightning struck tower. It's all over. It's being pulled down. See, I can't imagine it, but who knows? Let's see. It's only this week now. So the obviously the crossing card in this reading, I would say, is a bridge or an obstacle. Actually, it feels like a bridge. Okay, you break it all down, break the stuff down that doesn't work anymore. You know. Overarching card. Okay, interesting. So the overarching card, Seven of Pentacles. This person has been working hard and been gathering his pentacles. He's been putting the hours and the days and the nights in, but he's still not quite satisfied. You know, the look on his face is like, meh. I'm not really, it's a card of a little bit of dissatisfaction, discontent. the overarching card, I'm asking about who wins the UK general election, and the overarching card is the Seven of Pentacles. There's a lot of work being done, as there has done by all the politicians, but during this election there's some great dissatisfaction. You know, match that up with the Tower. Okay, what's at the base of it? Oh, okay. Okay, at the base we've got the Ten of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so the Ten of Pentacles upright is about tradition. It's about family. It's about, you know, kind of the ways and the cultures. It's about, you know, cultural norms, ancestors, the whole thing. And obviously it's the 10, it's complete, it's family all coming together, and it's, you know, honouring traditions and that kind of stuff. So when it's reversed, it's obviously not always the opposite, but so at the base of this question, there's some dissatisfaction. It can be like family breakup, family issues. Now, the family here can be political parties, political allegiances. So it's a kind of breakdown of those values. It's a breakdown of of expectations of family. It can be feuds. It can be things not quite working out. You know, just that kind of what's not quite not quite dissatisfaction, but it's just kind of things turned on their head, families turned on their head, expectations turned on their head. That's quite interesting. So there's a Tower and traditions turned on their head. Okay, what's in the past? Okay, so in the past is the Victory card, the Six of Wands, something to celebrate. What was to celebrate in the past, I wonder, regarding elections? Or maybe the build-up. Okay, something to celebrate. I'll think more on that. Nothing's coming to mind. You know, I mean, I suppose to celebrate that we have got elections. That's quite a good thing to celebrate. You know, I thought for a while there wasn't going to be any American elections, and maybe not even British elections, but that seems to have passed. So maybe the fact that we have actually got elections and people are on the surface are still elected to be in power. I don't know if I believe that. I'm going to be honest. I don't know. You know, don't you ever? I think I've said this before, but don't you find it weird always that it's like, oh, you got 51% and they got 49%? I said that in the last video, which means 50% of the whole country is in dissatisfaction. Anyway, what is in the future? So, okay, we're celebrating. We've got elections, as they say, free and fair elections. Come on, Dan. What's in the future? Okay. Look what's in the future. Keir Starmer. This is the card that was the significator for Keir Starmer. Okay, I asked who's going to win the UK general election 2024. Obviously, it's not exactly rocket science. I know they're way ahead, and I think they've gone ahead even more lately. So Keir Starmer in the future looks like it is going to stay that way. So my ideas of a hung parliament or some shock, some kind of shock that was coming into the situation, the deceit, the manipulation, the breakdown of the traditional values. Okay, the the kind of whole can be also loss of money, but we're talking about elections. So sometimes it can mean, you know, you feel oppressed by the whole tradition of the whole election maybe. But hey, look who's in the future, Keir Starmer. Hey, get on. Keir. So good for him. You know, it's all, it's like they all put what they can with, what is it, they all put in with the tools they have, they all work with the tools they have. They're all bringing something that they think is right. All politicians bring something that they think is right, unless, of course, it's just elections to the highest bidder, who's put in the more money and the more manipulation. I don't know who supports and who funds the Labour campaign. I don't know who supports the Conservative campaigns. That's what you've always got to look at. The lobbyists, who's buying them off, who's buying it, Who's bought the election this time? Sorry, I shouldn't say that. Okay, let's get on with it. So Keir Starmer in the future, he was a significator in the last reading. Okay, oh, that's interesting. Where do we find ourselves? Okay, I'm talking about the election. So where does the election find itself? Okay, so it's the Eight of Swords, reverse. So obviously that way it means being blindfolded, you can't see, feeling entangled, feeling, you're penned in, your hands are tied, you're gagged and bound. So when it's reversed, it can mean you actually got a road to freedom. You feel freed, you feel liberated. You feel free from the oppression, which is quite interesting regarding the Ten of Pentacles, feeling like there's an oppression there. Okay, so feeling kind of free, feeling like you can move around, you can look, you can see what's going on. There's a certain kind of unrailing. It's like when you have a painting and it's unveiled. It's like, oh, now we can see the full picture. Okay, that's quite interesting. Feeling like a sense of liberation, maybe because it's all over, or the tension is over, or the guess gaming and all the kind of arguing, or the debates. Did anyone see the debate of Trump and Biden the other day? I mean, it's like, I won't go into that, but wow, what a thing. Okay, back to this. Okay, so UK elections, what does the outside world look? So they're looking in at the UK elections. Okay. Ooh, well, they think people, whoever they are, think that it's all great. Be the star, be the shiner, be the kind of person that is radiating. Take the limelight, take the stage. So maybe people looking at Britain are thinking, okay, well that looks fair, and it looks great, and it's a kind of shining example. It's a good example of free and fair elections. The other thing I think with my conspiratorial minds is those who are paying the highest price get what they want. Wishes come true. It's often the wish card, the star. So whoever's kind of investing into the elections are raise voices there the people who are paying, and lobbyists, and the people who are manipulating get their wish come true. So that's interesting. But let's go with the positive. People are looking at the UK elections and going, wow, it's all worked out, whatever that means for whoever. Because it can't ever work out for everyone, can it? That's the whole point. Nothing can work out for everybody. And it's a very interesting thing with politics and life. With politics, it's like it doesn't, there's going to be a lot of people disappointed. There's going to be a lot of people who are fed up with the results and don't agree with them, but have to still live under the policies of the tiny, percentage that push them over the line. Hopes and fears, what do we have? Oh, okay. Page of Swords, reversed. Okay, so when it's upright, the Page of Swords is, fighting with his little sword. He's a page, he's still learning, he's still kind of developing ideas and relationships and forging forward with ideas and ways of doing things. So reversed, it can be the Page of Swords is battling, is needing to, it's almost like overdoing it. It's like, stop, will you? Stop. It's like an irritating child with a wooden sword, thrashing out at everybody. It's like, just put it away, go and have a rest, sit down, have a little drink, stop being annoying, and just... and that's quite interesting, hopes and fears. That's obviously a fear. It's obviously a fear that someone's interfering, someone's out of line, stepping out of line. Someone is kind of saying things that they shouldn't be saying, or writing things that shouldn't be written, or just being a spanner in the works, so to speak. So that is definitely, I would say, out of hopes and fears. It's kind of like the idea here would be just like I say, withdraw, just go and rest, just sit down, put that sword back in the hilt, and just take a moment, because you're making a bit of a fool of yourself. So it's quite interesting to have that in that position. Okay, what's the outcome? We've already got Keir Starmer here, and but there is a lot of argy-bargy, isn't there, with the tower? What? Okay, so the two so far, the two major arcana, the star and the tower. I mean, what a combination! What's the outcome? Let's have a look. Do we have another major arcana? Oh, we do. Okay, but it's reversed. Justice reversed. Ooh, that's quite interesting. Justice reversed. Okay. So, injustice. Feeling like the legal system has not been just, being unfairly judged, being, again, I say deceit, laws not being carried out the way they should, unfairness, unjust. Okay, that's quite interesting. At the end, so the outcome of the election, it's kind of, okay. Feeling like there's an entanglement, feeling like there's a need to withdraw and just kind of go back to the drawing board, because the legal matters and laws and the person who's overseeing the laws, someone maybe who's I would say corrupt overseeing the laws, dishonesty. There's a dishonesty about the justice card reversed, just being treated unfairly, taking advantage of a situation, or you taking advantage of a situation. Okay, right, so that's my reading. I'm probably going to do another one, I don't know. It's just intriguing, and it's really good for the skills of just connecting with the cosmic grid and all energies. We're all connected. We all kind of have this energy. We are divine sparks. So, okay, so the biggest thing I get from this, there's deceit, manipulation. There's a big noise outside. Deceit, manipulation. Keir Starmer comes out as the Knight of Cups. Some people think it's the wish come true, whoever those people might be. If Labour win, that's obviously going to be the Labour supporters probably. There's a sense of freedom coming up, liberation, it's all over, but there is a whole sense of injustice. That's probably the people who don't win, who think the votes have been rigged, the election has been rigged. I think a lot of that goes on myself, as I say. And, do I need to shout a bit now? Something's gone on outside, but hey, good job we just got to the end whilst just before that started. And so, yeah, I'll take a photograph. Again, if you're interested and you have insight and you have a different way of looking at this, please do share it with me. We all learn and we all continue learning. I've been doing the tarot now for, kind of 45, 47 years, something like that. So, and we still learn. It's still learning, which is great. So thank you so much for watching. Let's see what happens with the UK elections. I did say I would do like a little yes-no thing, and then just take it from there. But we'll see, because I'm finding it quite exciting and interesting. Okay, have a lovely day. Thank you for watching, and see you again soon. Cheers.